P-36C braking vertically, the P-40F going round to the north. Some people have said it's the first truly modern American production fighter by P-30s. Up goes the DC-6 underneath. And the following year it is Mr. Porter across the course entire frontline stretch. And another very attractive silver aircraft airborne underneath, the B-25. That and the DC-6 off to the Midland Air. Woken up in his barracks at Duxford, Hawaii, by the sound of aircraft overhead as he witnessed the Japanese attack out of his window. There was no time to get dressed, so he attached a .45 caliber pistol to his pajamas and went out to his aeroplane. Many American aircraft were destroyed on the ground that day, but 2 P-36s and 4 P-40Cs had already launched, and then Rasmussen and 3 other pilots from his same squadron took off in their P-36As. Rasmussen was in a natural metal finish like this one to engage the Japanese Val dive bombers and Zero fighters. P-36 then. Clearing, the fighter collection has both this and a French Hawk 75 in its 4-strong fleet of Curtiss fighters, both of them unique
as much gel as I can get on my hand.
P-40 was the P-36's successor. While there are some similarities, it's really a very different airframe. Of course, the most obvious difference is the fact that this has is-flying as opposed to radial piston engine. This was not a good high-altitude fighter, but it excelled in other areas. By the standards of when it appeared, it made its first flight in prototype form in 1938, came into service a couple of years later. It was very long range. P-40s were present, as I said, in Hawaii, when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. Just 25 of those at Wheeler Field and Bellows Field survived the Japanese strike. The RAF had many different marks of P-40. The Soviets used them. They were the first American-built combat aircraft flown by the Soviets during World War II. And perhaps the most famous employment was by the American volunteer group, the Flying Tigers, in the fight against the Japanese. The problem was that there was such demand for Merlins, whether built by Packard or Rolls-Royce, that they weren't really enough to supply a lot of P-40s as the war went on. So pretty soon the power plant reverted to the Allison, and the later P-40s were all Allison engines. The P-40 family across the different versions perhaps achieved its greatest successes in terms of gaining air superiority in the CDI, China, Burma, India theatre. These aircraft, as I said, come from the fighter collection of the preeminent warbird operators here at Duxford. And they're quite late additions to the programme, brought in last week to help fill some of the gaps caused by aircraft not being able to get here for the various reasons I explained earlier. And it